What is up, guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video as well as another episode of Tuesday Talks. If you're new to my channel, Tuesday Talks is a series I do on this channel where every single week I give you guys an in-depth look into my life. I'm trying to build a community of people on this platform that really strive to be better people every single day. And to do that, I want to give you guys a true in-depth look to my own personal life. It wouldn't be a true community if I didn't show you guys what my life looks like. And so that is why I post these videos every single week on Tuesdays. So I hope you guys enjoy this series. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode because this past week has been awesome. Now, getting started, before I give you guys just a random rant on my entire life over this past week, I want to give you guys a breakdown onto the three main pillars that I kind of operate my life around. That first pillar is going to be my career. That is something that is a huge part of my life now that I am no longer in school. And as you can tell, I have a day job. And so this career is going to be one of the fundamental pillars that I'm trying to build up over the next decade of my life. The next pillar is going to be my fitness. Now, that is clearly, if you have seen my channel before, one of the most important things to me as an individual. It's one of the things that taught me how to make content. It's one of the things that really brought me out of my shell, and it changed my life forever. And so my fitness and my pursuit of bodybuilding is another huge pillar in my life. And the third and final pillar that is crucial to my content creation as well as me as an individual is going to be my mental life or my intellectual life. That is another aspect where I am truly trying to progress myself on a daily basis. And so I want to give you guys an update on all three of those pillars over this past week. Starting off with the career pillar. This past week has been increasingly busy because it is official. I am out of training. If you guys have seen my channel before, I started my real job, I guess you could say, after college about 2.5 months ago. And now it is officially done with training. I'm officially independent is what they call it. And I'm working on a bunch of cases, projects, things that I no longer have the supervision of my manager or a mentor, and I don't necessarily have that head over my shoulders making sure I'm doing everything properly. So that is a huge step forward. Another thing is I've officially gotten the opportunity to trailblaze a new platform for my company. I performed very well in the training environment, and they believe that I have a very bright future at this company. And so they've given me the opportunity to work in a specific group that is super unique. In fact, I've had managers tell me that no one has ever moved into this group this early into their career. So not to brag or anything like that, but I do believe I'm an individual who pushes themselves and tries to learn as much as possible. And so it's nice to see that my effort just in the past 2.5 months has already made an impact and has given people good expectations for me as an individual as well. And I hope you guys can kind of take that lesson and implement it into your own lives. If you are someone who is hardworking, if you are someone who is extremely ambitious, then the attributes that you show people, like your hard work, your determination, other people can see that. Other people can tell I'm a hardworking individual. Other people can see my drive to learn more or my eagerness to do better. And so they give you opportunities because of that eagerness, because of that hard work. And so remember that all the effort you put in is not just to benefit yourself, but also allows other people to see that you are someone who deserves extra responsibility in this world. The second pillar I want to go over this past week has been the fitness pillar. It has been a lot of adjustments this past week. I've been really trying to figure out when I should be working out, what I should be eating, when I should be sleeping, and more recently, I have made the adjustment of working out in the mornings. So I work at 8:30. This morning I woke up at 4:30 and I went to the gym at 5 to get a chest day in. Now, that sounds insane, and if you told me when I was in college or even younger that I was going to be waking up at 4:30 to go work out and I would be in bed by like 9:30, I would have called myself insane. But this morning when I did it, it actually ended up working out a lot better than I thought. I think that if I can develop this habit and start working out in the mornings a lot more, it will allow me to have these afternoons to make content for you guys, get my cardio in, meal prep, work on any side projects I want to, as well as just enjoy my afternoons and rest. Because I've noticed that when I work out in the afternoons, I really have no time to myself. I wake up, maybe I do some cardio in the morning, and then I have to go to work until 5 p.m., and then I'm working out or eating meals or doing busy work the rest of the afternoon. So given this opportunity to work out in the mornings and then have my afternoon to myself is providing me with more time to make content for you guys, like I said, as well as just enjoy my life outside of work. Now, I am very passionate about my job. I love it. I love the environment. But in the end of the day, in terms of longevity, you do have to have a life outside of work. And so if I can give myself 2 to 3 hours after work every single day of pure Owen time, of pure time where it is my time that I can spend however I want, that is something that you truly begin to value. And so that's my goal recently when it comes to timing as well as food. I've been trying to adjust all that this week, so nothing set in stone yet, but I will give you guys an update next week or the week after when I do have a more solid plan. Now, the third factor and the third pillar is my mental or my intellectual well-being, I guess you could say. This past week has been very impactful, I guess you could say, on just my mentality. I think most of my time this past week has been spent daydreaming, honestly, is the word I would put for it. I've been putting out a lot of content to you guys. I've been feeling really ambitious recently, as well as really powerless, if that makes any sense. I know that people that are highly ambitious have a million things on their mind all the time. I've been through that and I'm going through that. But when you feel powerless, like in my life right now, I feel powerless to act on all these thoughts because I'm already doing a lot. I just moved to a new city. I just started a new job. I'm just starting this new out of training job. I'm working out every single day. There's so many things I'm pursuing that to the average person would completely cripple their lives. And yet I'm still ambitious, and yet I still want to do more. And so I have all these projects going on in my head. And like I said, this past week has pretty much been spent daydreaming. I've been thinking about the future. I've been thinking about all the effort I want to put in. I've been thinking about just stacking days, getting a little bit further every single day. I've been thinking about reading more. I've been doing little action here and there, but the majority of my time has been spent just thinking about it. And I want you guys to realize how truly detrimental that can be. I mean, I caught myself multiple times this past week at work where I would go for a walk to stretch my legs and I would just be thinking about, I need to do more. I need to achieve more. I need to do more things. And that thought process can really sidetrack you from what is important in your immediate life. It causes some of your priorities right now to get blinded and you start to neglect those things. And so even though I know that I'm going to achieve great things in my life, I need to stack days to become the individual that is ready for those big achievements. I need to become the individual who is ready to be well off financially. I need to become the individual who is ready to have a large following and a community that I'm trying to build currently. And so I believe that daydreaming, when you're an extremely ambitious person and someone who is a hard worker, I believe that daydreaming is pretty much just preparing your mind for who you are going to become. I don't think it's the same as someone who is not a hard worker and is daydreaming, because I think that's purely wishful thinking. However, if you are someone who is ambitious, you are going to put in the work, you're going to stack those days, then every moment that you imagine the future of you being successful, of you having that influence, of you having a great family, whatever it may be, you're just preparing your mind for who you're going to become. And I want you guys to still allow yourself to imagine that future, but bring yourself back to the present and realize that you do need to stack days. You do need to put those inputs in every single day over the next decade or 5 years in order to become the person who is ready for that success. And so I think that's something that this week I've really tried to open my mind to, is even though I have these crazy ambitions, even though I know in my heart that I can get to that level if I put in the work, I need to backtrack. I need to take things one day at a time. I need to take things 1 hour at a time. And if you just put in the correct inputs every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year, you wake up 5 years down the line and you are unrecognizable. I can't even imagine if you told the person I was 5 years ago that I would be in the position I am today. They would be baffled. I would be in shock. I wouldn't believe you. And I'm not even that successful. I just have a good physique and I have a job and I live on my own and I have all these things that I've worked hard for. And yet I would still not believe you if you told me the position I'm in today 5 years ago. And so imagine that same aspect if you do even more of the correct things and you stack those days another 5 years. It ends up being a compounding effect. And so in terms of my mental health or my intellectual health, like I said, this week has been spent purely ambitious thinking. I've been thinking about who I'm going to become. I've been trying to stack those days, like I said. And I just want to give you guys this overall summary of this week. It really has been just an eye-opening experience. And I think I'm starting to enter into a period of time where I will become successful. I will do great things with my life. And I'm right now at the very infancy of who I can become. And I want that to motivate you guys. I want that to motivate every single person watching this to know that you are just beginning who you can become. Whether you're 50 years old or you're 18 years old, you could, if you wanted to become a different person, if you wanted to become a more successful person, you are just at the infancy of who you could become. And so that's kind of where I feel like I've come to terms with. That's where I am in my life right now. And I want you guys to know that that is okay. That is okay that you are just at the beginning of success, because that means you get to enjoy the entire journey in order to reach that final goal. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this week's episode of Tuesday Talks. That gives you guys a good summary of what this past week has been, and hopefully it motivates you for the upcoming week to push yourself, to grind, and achieve your goals in the long term. So remember to keep working hard and keep having dreams and make people remember your name. Peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next one.